So, Daytona happened. Same for Gateway. And with that, the playoff field for the Cup Series is set. And I'll leave it at that. Don't like the playoffs in NASCAR, but I'm just going to have to put up with it for now until they change it or something, I guess. I don't know. So, where do I begin? Well, the Xfinity race. It was actually pretty good. We saw two big wrecks early on in the race, and I think three of the four JRM cars got taken out. LeBay unfortunately was caught up in it. Brandon Jones, Chase Briscoe, a bunch of those guys were taken out. But hey, it's plate racing, so what do you guys expect? From beginning to the end, it was pretty much a colleague racing show from start to finish. AJ Allmendinger, the Dinger, I should say, dominated most of the race right up until the last lap when his teammate Ross Chastain made a controversial move and tried to go into a hole that was like barely there, and he just took himself and his teammate out. And who wins? Their teammate Justin Haley wins on luck again. Sometimes I guess you're just in the right place at the right time. Now, we have to consider the fact that Gray Galding finished second again, and he almost won stage 2, but Allmendinger won it. So, well, I'm cool with it. At least he didn't do anything stupid to win that stage. So, yeah. Riley Herbst recovered from an early penalty in the race where his team failed pre-race inspection and had to go to the back. So you have to give them props for that, regardless of what you think about him. So, yeah. IndyCar race. Well, it was a double header. They were at Gateway. Scott Dixon won race 1 and Joseph Newgarden won the second one under caution. And who brings out the caution? Takuma Sato. Of course, the Indy 500 winner brings out the yellow, which, well, it is what it is. He had a tire go down and thought they were going to get at least a one-lap shift, but I was wrong. I think IndyCar really needs to look into having overtime finishes. Took a nap earlier, just got up. So, yeah. But hey, the IndyCar weekend was good. So, I'll leave it at that. Now, we move on to the Cup race. That race was pretty crazy. Kevin Harvick started on pole. He and Truex were up there for a bit, but some of them fell back. The big story going into the race was the drivers on the playoff bubble, DiBenedetto, Byron, and Johnson. But we'll talk about that in a short bit. The racing was pretty crazy. We saw 3-4 wide racing. We saw, I think we saw some of the manufacturers working together. So that was a fun sight to see. Logano swept both of the stages. I thought someone was going to have something for Logano, but hey, it's Joey, so not surprised. Then we had, the first 2 stages and half of stage 3 were pretty much quiet, but it wasn't too boring. There was lots of strategy that came into play. There was lots of single file racing. Some drivers were making moves from they were trying to make a move and try and do something with the drivers in front, but some of them didn't really have a shot, but I'll give them credit for trying. My nose itches again. What else? then with 17 laps to go, everything changed when James Davison driving the 51 car, either he blew up or his tire just came apart. And that's set up for a crazy, I think, well, it's set up for a crazy restart, and we got exactly that. Eric Jones was a contender. Chase Elliott, William Byron, Jimmy Johnson got points in most stages. Denny Hamlin was up there. I honestly wasn't surprised he was. Kyle Busch. I mean, the Busch brothers were both up there. De Benedetto, and freaking Bubba Wallace, too. Stenhouse, he wasn't really quite a contender, but he was up there. But one of the best things that I saw in that entire race out of all the drivers who led laps was Daniel Suarez. He led in a Gaunt Brothers number 96 car 19 laps. I'm like, would you see him do that at any other track? No. Or maybe Talladega, but every other track other than Daytona or Talladega? Nah. Ty Dillon was up there, Brendan Gaughan, some of the smaller teams were up there. Ross Chastain was in the field. So, yeah, it was pretty cool to see. Cole Custer, Kansas, who else? Reddick was up there. We'll talk about him in a moment. Blaney was up there. He had a good run. Was Brad Keselowski up there? I believe he was. Correct me if Austin Dillon, I'm not sure. Newman was in the race. Also, did I forget to mention that the lap traffic did a good job of staying out of the leader's way. So good job, lap traffic. So yeah, Corey LaJoie was up there in the Trump car. So yeah. Now the first big one. I understand all the drivers were not happy with Tyler Reddick pulling off that block, which resulted in the Busch brothers wrecking, the JTG guys wrecking or getting taken out. The three bubble drivers they not only missed the wreck, but they were ironically next to each other when the red flag came out for that wreck. Michael McDowell was in it. Reddick was obviously in it. Oh, and Eric Jones too. Truex got a piece of the bumper off somebody. And yeah, for Eric Jones, this hasn't been his season, so I honestly wasn't surprised he missed the playoffs or the chase or whatever you want to call it. Besides, he was running a pretty cool paint scheme too, so I'll give him credit for that. I mean, I understand the drivers are upset with Reddick, but hey, it is what it is. Besides, everyone else does all the time, so I don't know why they're complaining too. So yeah, I don't get it. Ryan Newman was unfortunately in it, but I was happy to see him climb out this time, not unlike what happened in February. If you guys know what I mean when I say that. What else? I think that's pretty much it. I think they're probably over it by now. I know this video is kind of late, but hey, it's better late than never. So yeah. Now, we have the restart with 5 laps to go. This is when the craziness starts to pick up. And Logano and Denny Hamlin were up there. And then with 2 laps to go, Bubba Wallace was coming to the front, Chase Elliott, William Byron. And on 2 to go, going into turn 1, Bubba and Joey made contact. Logano went through, Byron went through on the top side. And when that happened, I think it cut a tire down. It was either Logano cut a tire down or De Benedetto turned him. It was probably both, I guess. I don't know, but when Logano went around, everything all went that's when all hell broke loose. Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson unfortunately got caught up in it as Kenseth came up the track. Cole Custer, I almost didn't see him until they showed Logano. Again, Denny Hamlin, I couldn't tell if, well, at first I wasn't sure if Denny Hamlin got damaged because it happened so quickly. But I look again, they show his car and nothing's wrong. What else? Yeah, you guys have to give credit to Jimmy Johnson's team for trying to fix the car up as best they could. Oh yeah, and Tyler Reddick was in it. I guess you can say that was karma for causing the last one. I guess I don't know. Yeah, there was a bunch of wrecked race cars after that one. And Daniel Suarez, he was doing so good in that race too. So yeah, he was caught up in that last wreck. So yeah. Now, I know people are gonna blame Denny Hamlin for that wreck, and I can understand what they're saying. Well, it was also Logano's fault too, because he was the one being so aggressive. So it was both equally their fault. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I personally, well, that's what I think. But yeah, for Jimmy Johnson, I mean, he could have honestly. Well, I hear people say that. Well, if Johnson hadn't gotten disqualified at Charlotte or had tested positive for COVID-19, I think this could have all been prevented. And I also hear people say that if Cole Custer hadn't won at Kentucky, he probably would have been. Johnson probably would have been fine. You know, I'm okay with Cole Custer. Okay, yeah, he might be a silver spoon kid, but hey, Johnson could have made the playoffs whether Custer won or not. Yeah, I don't know what's up with people, but yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to rip on anybody, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah, it just hasn't been a good season. I get it. It's Jimmy Johnson's final season. Everyone expects him to either to do well, let alone win a race, but sometimes no one's not perfect. I hope between Darlington and Phoenix, Johnson could win one more race, and then I'll be a happy boy, and I'll leave it at that. And Matt Kenseth also was in it. I think Jonathan Nemechek got up in one of those wrecks or something. So, yeah, it was unfortunate, but in all honesty, it's whatever. And I understand lots of you Johnson fans are disappointed. I get it. I'm disappointed too, but like I said, no one's perfect. So, yeah. But anyways, we get to the restart, and Denny Hamlin, William Byron are up front. Byron managed to get the lead from Denny Hamlin, who got what's the word I'm trying to say? He got moved out of line. Christopher Bell was up there like, ooh, Bell can probably get something done. And yeah, once Byron got the lead, that was pretty much it. And he did it despite the fact that Clint Boyer, who's another driver I forgot to mention, who was up there, he wrecked on the last lap. Then the Trump car, aka Corey LaJoy, wrecked. And then I saw Chase Elliott. I'm like, come on, Chase Elliott, you can get like a top 5 finish. And he managed to get the second, and he did what he had to do to help defend his teammate up at the front. And in the end, William Byron gets his first win at Daytona. His first win in the Cup Series, to be exact. Chase Elliott finishes second. Denny Hamlin, Truex finished third and fourth. And Bubba Wallace, who was in that last wreck, got a top 5. How about that? So yeah, I'm happy about that. Brendan Gaughan got a top 10 in his last start at Daytona. Chris Buescher 9th and Keselowski 10th. Harvick, Ty Dillon, and Eric Almirola also wrecked on the last lap. But hey, it is what it is. I'm glad everyone got out of their cars okay. And with that, Byron makes it into the playoffs. Same with De Benedetto. And as a California person, I'm happy. So, yeah. I just hope De Benedetto can do well. So, yeah. If I had to rate the Daytona race, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. Wish there was a little bit more action in those first two stages. I mean, I get it. It's early on. They don't want to tear up their car early. So, yeah, but I expect a little bit more action, but with a little precautions. So, yeah. And then oh, yeah, and I watched the F1 race. It was just another Lewis Hamilton victory in Spa, Belgium. So, not surprised there. The defending winner, Charles Leclerc, had a mediocre day. But, hey, we got Monza this upcoming weekend, so we'll just have to look forward to that. For the truck race, it was at Gateway. Todd Gilliland dominated the race, winning stages 1 and 2, but Creed just had to move him out of the way just so he could win the race. I'm like, Creed, you could do a little bit better than that. Yep, this is one of the reasons why Gilliland hasn't won a race in 2019. This is why he didn't win prior to Martinsville. So yeah, that was what happened. Lassard had a good day. Kraus, not really. But he still got a shot to make the playoffs still. Yeah, Creed won. It's pretty much the truck to beat. I thought, what's his name? Brett Moffitt was going to win, but hey, it is what it is. So, yeah. I mean, I'll take the truck win, but Creed, do it next time. Do it without wrecking the guy, okay? So yeah. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say about this past weekend, Daytona and Gateway. Playoffs begin this weekend at Darlington for all 3 series. And with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. This has been Chase Fan number 9. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell down below to get notifications from all my videos. And make sure to hit that like button and go follow me on Twitter at ChaseFan_9. With that, I'll see you guys in my next video. And until then, have a good one. Bye, everyone.